Today we're talking about how to prevent skin flushing. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is April, and on this channel we talk a lot about anxiety, skin flushing caused by anxiety or other things, and exposure therapy. So today I wanted to talk to you about how to actually prevent some skin flushing. So let's just jump right into it. Number one, limit your alcohol consumption. Now, if you're anything like me, even though I'm not of an Asian descent, I do get what's called the Asian flush, causing my body to get extremely red because of alcohol. And so if you limit your alcohol consumption, you're most likely not going to have a lot of that flushing going on, obviously. So I feel like that's a first and foremost thing I wanted to point out there. If you know you're getting red by a certain drink that you drink, or even spicy food, let's just do like a 1/2 here, like 1, 2. Not limiting your spicy food intake. For a lot of people, skin flushing will occur because of an increase in your body temperature. So I guess alcohol could play two parts, and I'll get into that in a second. So I'm going to just kind of jumble a bunch into number one. Exposure to extreme temperatures. So for myself, if I am in a cool room right now, and then I walk outside into very hot weather with the sun beaming down, most likely I'm going to flush immediately. And that's because my body just went from a cool temperature to a hot temperature really fast, and that increases the dilation of the blood vessels inside of my body, and then I'm going to flush. So whether that's alcohol, eating a spicy food, drinking a hot drink, or walking out into a hot temperature, or getting into a hot room, things of that nature, anytime my body temperature increases, there's going to be most likely some skin flushing that takes place. So being able to avoid that will help you keep calm your nervous system, which will then return keep your skin flushing minimal. The second tip for preventing skin flushing is to learn some coping skills. So for a lot of us, the skin flushing, yes, it will happen in extreme cold to hot conditions. But for most of us, for myself, I will speak for myself personally, the skin flushing comes due to an anxious reaction. And it's not necessarily that I just walk around anxious all the time and then I have skin flushing because I'm anxious. Anxiety is happening in my body whether I want it to or not. And what that is it's an increase in cortisol production. So if I have an adrenaline rush, I get excited in a social environment, or I get anxious in a social environment. Let's say I'm with some really trusted friends, and I wouldn't be anxious around my most trusted friends. I love them. I feel like I can be fully myself with them, but I am amped up because my friends are here. Then my body is going to get excited. It's going to release cortisol. It's going to have a similar reaction that it would if I were anxious, out of the excitement that I'm having towards my friends. So I may have skin flushing occur in the most safe place that I could possibly be, or turn that into a social anxiety situation where I'm actually surrounded by a bunch of people I don't know, don't trust, feel judged, all of those things, and then I'm going to have a cortisol release in my body, and then I'm going to have some skin flushing occur. So, I think that if you can work on coping skills, I wish I had I wish I had 2 tips and tricks to be able to tell you how to completely resolve your skin flushing, but I don't have that quite yet, and I don't want to trick you and clickbait you into that. So what I will tell you is that a lot of what we talk about on this channel is exposure therapy, being able to let yourself flush. You'll notice today I have on a really low cut shirt. I did put a necklace on because it does help me kind of feel like I'm not as completely exposed, but I normally would not even wear a low cut shirt like this at all, and this is how I did my conference calls this morning for work. And I didn't flush at all. So one thing that I've learned on my journey is that I think for me personally, it is a cortisol release that happens in my hormones, kicks up adrenaline, does all of those things. And then my body has a reaction to the histamine. So literally has an allergic reaction to itself. There's not really much that you can do about that besides get on some antihistamines, beta blockers, things of that nature. I haven't personally tried it myself, but I've heard from other people who have been put on beta blockers due to their skin flushing, and they say sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, or it helps a little bit, but it didn't get rid of it completely. Those are things that I plan to look into as I continue this journey, but COVID-19 lockdown in the moment, so I haven't been able to move forward with allergy testing and all these different things. The information that I found so far is due to just my own research, my own experimentation, and talking to my functional neurologist, who has helped me come to the theory and thought that maybe it is due to a histamine reaction, because I thought maybe it was food, and I kept a food journal and all of that stuff, and it can take up to 72 hours before your body has a reaction to a certain type of food. But there's sometimes, like avocado is a huge, it can cause skin flushing due to the histamine, except I could wipe avocados completely out of my diet and not have any skin flushing at all. I could eat avocados day in and day out and not have any skin flushing at all, and then at another time I could eat avocados and have skin flushing. So I don't necessarily think that mine is tied into food, but I don't know that for sure because I need to get the allergy testing done. But all of that to say, as we are employing our coping mechanisms, exposure therapy, how we deal with excessive cortisol, because it's one thing to have your body reacting out of cortisol that's releasing in your body naturally, but also the stress and the anxiety that is unnecessary that we may have in our lives could be contributing to that skin flushing as well. So if you are working on your coping mechanisms, you're working on cognitive behavioral therapy, things of that nature, whether you're working with a coach or a therapist, or you're watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos on how to have coping skills. Hey, there's all kinds of resources out there. You go find them, you know? So anyway, all of that to say, I just wanted to make a quick post today just to tell you that there are some options that you have to reduce the skin flushing. For me personally, I like a social drink. I have reduced alcohol before. I have tried to watch out for cold or the temperature changes, but I'm living my life and I don't want to be hidden away from going outside or going to a pool or being able to eat spicy food or being able to drink alcohol. I don't want to have to shy away from that. I'd rather actually step into it and let my body do the flushing that it needs to do, which is why I talk so much about exposure therapy as well. So this week, I think what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to post more along the lines of getting to know why we skin flush and different reasons that we may skin flush, and starting with the preventing. And so if you'd like to stick around for that, I would really like to invite you to subscribe and hit that bell notification so you'll know when I'm posting throughout the week. During the COVID-19 quarantine lockdown, I am posting a video every weekday, a short video with some sort of insight, and sometimes I do live flushing, so you can see that. You can also go back and check some of my previous videos to see what I've talked about up until this point. But if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and it gets it out there to people who are searching the internet looking for, why am I skin flushing? What's wrong with me? Do I have medical issues? Which, by the way, I am not a doctor. I cannot tell you whether you have medical issues or not. I'm telling you for myself. I have gotten checked out multiple times, multiple tests. Nobody can come up with an answer for me, and that is why I'm on this journey to figure out for myself and also share with you what I'm finding out along the way. And also just to let you know that you're not alone, that we're in this together, but I'm not a medical professional, and should you think anything is going on with you inside of your body, you should definitely talk to a doctor yourself. But always feel free to join this journey and see what I'm talking about here, because I'm always going to be talking about something. So that's what I'm going to talk about this week. Feel free to subscribe, and until next time, my friends, I will see you tomorrow.